Welcome everyone to another video in our Bryan Fundamentals series where I try to get better at Bryan day by day and bring you along for the ride. So this is part 2 of our exploring of creative counter hits. So the idea is that once you've played the observant style that we've been practicing, and opponents start to freeze up, and they now, for example, after back one or something, they sit there and block, and they're just sitting here waiting for you to get faster and faster with your offense so that they can find a opportunity to counter hit you. That's when this comes into play. So what I'm talking about is, like, let's say we use Hatchet, right? Let's say we use Hatchet and our opponent does nothing. So then we say, all right, well, I'm going to do 2 hatchets, right? Our opponent's still doing nothing. And then we're like, all right, I'm going to do 3 hatchets. And then they launch us, right? And then we get launched. The idea here is, on one hand, they're taking all these hatchets, right? They're taking all these hatchets, so probably it's okay for them to launch us. But on the other hand, the risk reward is kind of bad in the sense that they can kind of condition us. If they can manage to condition us to just play super aggressively, just constantly taking our turn and our frames in that greedy manner, we can find ourselves in trouble. And we have 2 options after that. The first one is just to, never fully commit to doing nothing, which sort of puts them in the driver's seat, where now there's always a chance that they can just take their turn back or something. But the other thing that we can do is we can try and open things up a little bit. So open things up from a +5 situation to a dash in, so now the timing's open, so it's now a mental frame situation to try and 4-3. That's the idea of what we're trying to do when an opponent is choosing to block and choosing to try and wait out that timing. Is doing something that will make them go, oh wait, he didn't do anything, it's my turn, and then they get 4-3. That's what we're trying to do today, and we had like middling success with it yesterday, but we just need to keep trying it and keep getting better at it. There's also a few options like doing down 4-1 into a 4-3 because it's -5 that we discussed before, but really the core of the idea is that you dash into their face and do a 4-3. That's really the core of the idea. It does 2 things. One, it breaks the frames open, but also if they choose to sidestep, you will follow them. So what I mean by that is, like, for example, if we set this Devil Gen to sidestep left, for example. It's not the best example. Maybe let's have him go to the right. Oops. So like this. Like, see, he goes around the back, the 4-3. But if you dash, you will actually realign, right? See? It's not like I'm going to run past him. So because of that, you can dash 4-3. One thing to keep in mind is that be careful with your input, because if you do 4-3, you'll get this. But if you do 4-4-3, you'll get 4-4-3. And if you do 3 of them, you'll get this. So what you have to do is you have to cut the input with a back in order to reset what the game is counting. So you do 4-4 back, 4-3 in order to do that. Chano-kun, yeah, you're always allowed to suggest. So that's the idea, though. And because of that, we're just going to jump right into things. I have the Devil Gen set up to do some punishment training in the meantime. And we'll jump right into things. But as we're waiting, one thing I wanted to stress is that kind of an important thing that we glossed over yesterday is that we need to kind of identify if our opponent is really the type of opponent where that's appropriate. If they're playing very aggressively, we don't need to open the timing necessarily. Though we can do it on the defense. Like, they might be the type of opponent that, their turn's over, right? But in those situations, and they block, but in those situations, you can kind of explore dash in 4-3 as well, because they might think, oh, he didn't take his turn, maybe I can keep going, right? So let's try this. I'm giving him some space. I tried to check him with that down 4, and they did nothing after that hatchet. But that time, they actually pressed after my hatchet. Nice. Another way for the 4-3 is you just hold forward instead of forward dashing. That's true, that's true. I think there is quite a bit of advantage in doing a dash to close the distance, though, because that means, but I do agree, like, that is, input-wise, that works. I did 2 there, see? To see if he would press. Whoops. Notice we're not really doing the forward 3 against him, because this person, we're still in that observational phase. Just go for this throw. Take some time here. I have a charge, so I'm pretty happy. Oops, I ducked. Oh no! Nice. I ducked. I messed up the taunt and then I ducked. That's okay. Oh, ducks. Okay. I like that. Oh, we missed it. Nice backdashes. Do you see that? So this person is very calm. You see that? They're very calm, which means that we can probably start doing this, because you can tell that they're blocking a lot. They think that we're... And because of that, we kind of do have that opportunity to do something here. And notice, like, we do a hatchet, down 4 maybe. And because of that, sometimes I step, right? Sometimes I step. Other times I dash into their face. And one of the things that's happening here is that I've noticed that even by dashing into their face, they're holding the block. They really don't want to get counter hit. And if that's the case, that's okay. We don't have to, like, force them to eat that counter hit. Because at the end of the day, you know, they would rather take lows. But that's the idea, right? Is that we're nice. Okay. Good block. Whoa. Nice. But you can see that this person is really trying to, like, kind of control that space. And one thing we can do is actually using down 4s. But that's really unfortunate for them. That was a misinput from me. We'll just hold the block here. Okay. There we go. See that? Like, we're trying to, like, put our hitbox in a way that's, like, kind of hard for them to know when we're gonna attack. And it just puts them at the advantage, sort of, because now we're the ones pressing the buttons. Nice. A lot of stepping from them, but I do really love that we were able to get that forward 3 to happen, right? Nice low parry. But see, we're doing a lot of lows, and we can honestly just switch to a little more back 4s. Okay. Cool. But we're really just, like, kind of making them second guess themselves, right? And by using a variety of these timings, okay, Look at that duck from them. Nice. Down 4-2. Sure. That will happen sometimes when we're doing this, right? Nice, nice, nice. So they stayed alive, and that's alright. And you can tell that I'm getting very aggressive, and that's probably something that we can dial back a little bit, right? I'm going to down 4 here because they tend to back away a lot. Nice. And they tech roll every single time. That is getting them into a lot of trouble. I did down 4 this time, so I'm going to wait. He does a sidestep there. Ooh, nice. Nice. Good duck. Nice. We switched to defense there. Go for this throw. Let's just go ahead and go for that. Nice. We missed. Okay. Sometimes that'll just work. Nice. Nice. You can tell they really want to deal with those lows, right? And I did sidestep 4-3 there. Nice, okay. Nice stuff. Good stuff. Down 4-2, I love it. Staying on the ground and now. Oh no, wow. And a throw. Wow, this is really good. They played really well. So you can see that by trying to open them up, we're not quite getting there, but this was a great opponent to practice this on because, as you can see, like, we're playing very aggressively, right? We're trying to get them to respond, and, you know, there are going to be moments where it's really good, moments where it's not so good, but, like, the idea is that we need to, like, be unpredictable, and that was a pretty good way to practice that. I think that we can probably let off the gas a little bit sometimes. Maybe that'll help us a little bit, but honestly, that was a really good first opponent to try that on. Chano, the other advantage to holding forward to forward 3 is you have more time if they try to sidestep. That's true. How does it work against a backdash, Chano? Like if they're just backdashing now, will it whiff? Ooh, that high crush. Do you see that? Notice, I honestly think they're aggressive, so I'm not gonna commit too much to things. Nice. That sucks. Nice. Notice that I can probably be okay just doing nothing on my frames in this matchup because they're just kind of letting it happen, right? Not letting it happen. They're choosing the back three and like reversal us. So we're okay with just like doing nothing after those plus frames. That's fine. Sure. Okay. Nice. Cool. Rocks, I actually like the Hwoarang matchup. I think that Bryan has a lot of tools in that matchup, and down 3-4 is kind of scary to use because Bryan can just block it in while standing 3 every option that comes out of it without having to worry too much about it. So I think specifically, so it's like kind of an interesting thing, right? We can actually try it right now if you want, Chano. And I'm not being argumentative here. I'm being serious. Like, and I guess he only does one. How do I make him backdash a lot? I don't know how to make him do it a lot. But yeah, I'm not trying to be argumentative here. I'm just being serious. Like, it's the one thing that you want to be thinking about. Like, the reason dash forward is good in that situation is that if they backdash, you'll follow them. And if you do this into hold forward 3, you'll realign with the side step, but you're not going to move as far forward, so it might whiff, right? That's all I'm saying. But it's better to just lap it. Honestly, let's just do it. So let me make sure what I'm losing here. I'm losing 1, 2, 2. So if we take this recording, right? Oh shoot. Let me try that again. Something like that, right? And then we do like, oh my gosh. So if we do like, this is gonna be a little bit hard to do. Look at how bad that, it's not super useful. But yeah, I think that probably it will give you just enough range to cover it. So yeah, it's not a bad idea. I do think that a patient player is not going to notice the difference between, like, I don't know if they're going to notice the difference or care about the difference between, like, this and this. Like, it's got a little bit, but I appreciate it. I think you should do both. Let's agree that you should do both, right? You should probably do both. Yeah, the whole point is that this doesn't work if they're crazy, right? If they're a very aggressive player, that doesn't work. The whole point of it is that once you're dealing with that, Hwoarang is a perfect example of that. Like, someone who's trying to get you to whiff, right? They're really running, they're moving, they're very much trying to get you to whiff or do something, right? And get away from you. In that situation, it is important to like do something to like throw them off, right? So, we're exploring it, right? We're basically, you could almost rephrase this as like how to beat a turtle, almost. That's almost one way of calling this. And channel, I don't mind when anyone contributes. It doesn't, like, I appreciate the feedback. I'm not the expert here. So, yeah, I can be wrong too, right? Like, for example, I said that I think maybe it's going to whiff if they backdash. I was wrong, at least against Deviljin, right? Alright, we have a Victor. I don't want to stay this far from him because he's got some pretty good while running moves. But we're going to feel him out. See, they're running away. What happens here? He sidesteps. Oh, wow. I bet he can't. I think he hit confirmed that. Let's keep that in mind. What happens here? Sidesteps. Sure. I kind of see how they're moving. They're playing this kind of interesting style where they're just like, I'm going to sidestep a lot. And see that? They do it again. So we're going to keep that in mind. And just immediately do something that capitalizes on it. Nice try. Appreciate that, channel. Let's learn together. Sladen, Victor's okay. That's like, for example, minus. Though I didn't know how minus. Sure. Oh, look at that read. That was just a hard read. You thought you weren't at the wall? And they love to sidestep. So look, we're already just locking that down with 1+2, right? I can kind of tell what they're trying to do here. But we're just kind of taking our time here. Okay. Yeah, channel. Go for it. Yeah, Run My Lord. I basically meant that, like, if they're not pressing or doing anything, they're just blocking when you're plus. Finding ways to get that counter hit anyway involve essentially opening your frames up, right? No, Run My Lord, I got it. I think. I'm trying to read while I played, so I think that's probably where my misunderstanding's happening. I'll read it after we get a break here. But part of Victor is just knowing the moves that you can duck and the moves that can be launched, right? It makes them less scary. You can notice that this person is starting to duck a lot more neutral. We can catch them with Requiem now, because Requiem will realign. So let's check that. Check for that. Wow, nice. Lucky me. Nice. Cool. That was very Bryan, that round. Oh no! You got me! They're also just stepping like crazy in the neutral and still getting caught by crap like this. So we win. Like, their movement was fast, right? But they were just randomly stepping. And because of that, you can just randomly throw out tracking moves and it'll catch them. And I don't mean that in a mean way to them. Just like identifying if they're being random or not. But yeah, that's the idea, Run My Lord. The idea is that either doing a dash or doing a forward, hold forward, will try and cut down their movement options. So it basically takes away the option that they have to move around your forward 3 from the initial timing of this, right? And then now if they get scared, this will catch them. But the other thing is if you dash, like if you do 2, right? 1, 2, like the timing becomes uncertain, right? That's the main reason you would do dashes. It's like it makes it a little bit easier to like manually time it out. But the idea is you can also just hold for a little bit more time, right? I can do this and then counter hit you if you really held the block for that long. But that's the idea. Have I tried while standing 3 4 to up 4 2 2 2 3 on a weird wall angle? I haven't. Does that work? That's pretty cool. Troy Goral. I don't know that person. I know most of the Bryan streamers. Are they a Bryan streamer? Or YouTuber? YouTube? Okay, I'm gonna find them. That's very cool. Good job. Okay. I saw that. One. Nope. Sure. Cool. We got him. Moyashi, good to see you. Or if I was cooler, Moyashi, I'd say something like oos. They pressed last time they did that, which is why I did that. Notice I'm just like throwing these hatchets out, and it's kind of okay with like letting them think about it, right? And then lock them down with these down 4s. Like you can tell that they're trying to be measured, right? And now we're just gonna poke them to oblivion. Okay, I like that. Nice, I really like that. Nice. Just do 2. And this. Wow, that was a crazy call out. Yeah, the connection's good for this one. But you can kind of tell that, like, by saying we are finding those counter hits, yeah, this is a good start to the session. By finding those counter hits, really we're just paying attention to what they're doing and figuring out, are you blocking? Do I need to do something? Do I need to get creative with my offense, or can I just watch you, right? PK Slime, honestly, I got hit by it. I'm not going to double down and say that I shouldn't have gotten hit by it. I was more surprised because it came out of a single mock, like, machine gun, right? That's the only reason. But I also think, like, it could have to do with the way that people, like, press their panic buttons, right? Nice stuff. You can tell they're fighting back a little bit, and this is the point where we need to slow down a little bit. We can tell that they are getting, like, very... frustrated isn't the word that I want to use, but you can tell, like, you know, they're going to fight back. That was really good. I'm really surprised I blocked that. Notice I'm kind of, like, letting them press now. I don't want them to get these free, like, situations. Oh, 2 hits. Did they nerf that? I feel like that's not how it used to work, but I think also I've been seeing it get hit by different, like, 1-2 strings, probably. Nice. I think that's the second time that they've chosen to down 4-2. We need to observe a little bit more. Okay. Good mid. So see, really good reaction back from them. They are pressing more. They're no longer respecting our frames, right? They're like, this down 4-2 is going to work. And this is exactly the trap that I was saying that we can fall into currently with the way that we play. The current way that we play, we start off measured, very strong, and then we start like kind of not being measured anymore. And because of that, we all of a sudden get launched a lot, right? So now we're like trying to kind of change the way that we play. Nice. Hey, have a good one, Sladen. Thank you so much. And now we're showing them different moves, right? We're showing them down 2. Okay. And he wants to get away from the wall. That's why I did all those 1+2s. Let's give him some space here. I kind of don't want to be all up in his space now. Whoa, he just did a back 1. Crazy. Isn't that -8? That's crazy too. Honestly, they probably just hit us with some of our own medicine. Nice. I'm getting scared. Wow. We're brawling. I'm gonna back up. These, I'm getting pretty... I can tell that I'm getting lazy. I'm doing a lot of soccer kicks. I'm doing a ton of soccer kicks. And there's really no point to do that. I have to be okay with him getting up off the ground, right? We did notice that they're pressing there, specifically after our back one, so we go ahead and do something. Stay on the ground, right? Cool. Karma, we are learning how to break open a turtle. I feel like there's a funnier description we have for this, like cooling the bloodlust or something like that. Because for me specifically, it's almost like I get into this flow state of like, yeah, hit your legs, back one, hit your legs. And all of a sudden, I'm like stuck in this rhythm and I really can't stop, right? And that's what's getting us blown up so much in the middle of some of those games when people adapt to it. So learning how to like just pull back and adapt quickly when things don't seem to be working is important. And I think it's an interesting balance because we are playing this balance between instinct, which is fast, and strategy, which is slow, right? You missed the down back 1+2 tracking. It was pretty good. I missed Requiem tracking. What are you talking about? Requiem was busted at the beginning of Tekken 8. Okay, good block. Okay. This person presses a lot. And you can tell that they immediately go for that power crush too, which is kind of telling. I'm just going to go for a throw here. Yep, power crush again. Nice. Sure. Orbital into down jab, okay. Sure. This person's weird. Oh my god, they're so weird. Fair enough. Runs up and snake edges me. Good back one. Okay. So this is actually kind of interesting, right? They probably are. They're probably trying to do the instant hatchet. Maybe? I don't know. You never know. Good, But see, they keep pressing, right? So now we're just going to start frame trapping, you know, doing things that will actually work against this. That is not an missed input. They're just styling on us. Okay. I'm gonna hold the block, even if that happens. Nice. See, they're going crazy. And that's okay. They tend to press there, so I went for that. Wow, okay. But they're just playing like a nut. So, if they're gonna play like a nut, we're gonna have to defuse it, right? And what's kind of interesting about Bryan mirrors is that the crazy player actually tends to have a better chance of running him over, because the problem is that... Good duck. Oops. The crazy player doesn't have to worry too much about like faster moves, right? It's a mirror. So because of that, what's funny is like they can just kind of go crazy. Like this. And then all of a sudden if I'm wrong, you know, they get it. So in the mirror it's actually really good. Wow, good sidestep. But you see, they'll always wake up with the button. They'll usually challenge. Using that, how many times now? Maybe I'll just stay on the ground next time. Wow. That's actually pretty smart, too. They're -9, though, so we can forward 3 if we're a little bit more sharp. And notice that they're always trying to, like, press something, right? So that's what we need to deal with. I am choosing to do nothing at the beginning of the round. I might 4-3 here. Yeah. Because they tend to do weird duck stuff. Wake up with C-Smash, sure. That's fine. Oh no! We might lose! Never mind. At least for this round. I'm gonna back up. Okay, sure. No! You see that jumper? Wow! That's really crazy. Is that gonna work? Oh my gosh, what the hell? For those of y'all saying Snake Edge is never a good move, this is the perfect example of, like, if you have the right read, Snake Edge can be good. We win. It can work. Like, if you make the right read. For example, he made the read, potentially, that I was going to go for that Mach Punch, right? So he did Snake Edge in that situation. Like, that's crazy. But for those types of high-paced matches, that's where you can really, like, fall into your muscle memory. I have really strong muscle memory now in Tekken 8 of playing lockdown, right? There are going to be situations where it doesn't work, but just kind of getting into the habit of, like, throwing a lot when we're plus so that it can, like, break through, throwing or down forwarding a lot so it can break through the power crushes, you know? Like, in that last situation, this is just a really strong follow-up and a traded, right? So just, that muscle memory really, really comes in clutch in those situations. Chano, I think it still works for back 1+2. Yeah. But Moshi Cola, welcome, welcome. You want me to TG? I can't do it as well on player 2. I have to warm up with that. Oh my gosh. See how close I am? My hands. My old man hands. I can't do it. Stream's going well though. I think we're kind of learning what we really meant when we were like, okay, creative, you know, counter hits or whatever. What does that really mean? And it's like, I guess just identifying and dealing with turtles, right? She ducks there. Okay, interesting. Oh, this is Miyari's though. This isn't Azucena. That's hilarious. Oh wow, that tracks. Okay. You notice I pressed a lot? I was afraid. We're gonna lose for it. Whoa, I can't low parry that. I have to block it. Okay, okay. We'll do down 4 here, see what they do. Oh, interesting. That's cool recovery. You'll notice that they're already just blocking, right? They're looking for the kind of the windows in our defense, in our offense, right? Oh no. Okay. Good step. Nice. Oh, we're in trouble. Don't get timer scammed. No. Oh, I didn't get it out in time. Damn. I was trying to rage art. See, they're blocking a lot, right? They're waiting for that opportunity. So because of that, we need to open things up a little bit. Oops, missed input, but we'll take it. I'll try, Run My Lord. It's probably not going to happen, but we'll try. Okay, they pressed after that. That's okay. Sure. Cool. I'm gonna block again for that reason. Okay, nice. They've stayed on the ground several times now. I thought I blocked it. I did not. Nice. Okay, go for this. Oh, that was a jab! Damn it! Damn it! I don't think it would have worked, but that's funny. Missed inputs all around. Interesting, but we do have some information from them, right? They're actually, like, kind of, what do you call it? Kind of patient, right? And because of that, we have, this is a good opportunity to do what we're practicing, right? Nice low parry. Oh, the tracking! The tracking! Okay. Fair enough. Alright. Nice. We did that on purpose. Are we gonna step again? No. But they're gonna stay on the ground again, so we're gonna go ahead and take our frames here. Sure. Wow, that's tough. Go for this throw. Cool. So we're trying. One thing I noticed is when they tend to do a heat burst, I'm locking in pretty hard here. They tend to step, almost like to catch whatever we're gonna do. A lot of her moves, you're looking for that opportunity to get that forward 3 interrupt as well. Sure. Oh my gosh. We got it. Rookium, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate that. I'm gonna down 4 here. I was wrong. That's okay. Sure. Okay, we'll take it. Cool. Now they're standing up. Jet, good to see you. I'll jab. Go for this throw. Sure. Okay. Wow. Okay. Sure. 3 lows in a row. Low. Absolutely. Okay. Nice. The reason I'm ducking after down 4 is a lot of her approaches are actually highs. Oops. Oh man, I messed up that combo. No! Oh, we're dead! We lived! Sure. You notice that they're attacking a lot more now? Sure. Okay. Go for this throw. And And then we just kind of like put up this wall of like defense, right? Cool. That was crazy, but we pulled out a flowchart that works pretty well for us. Which is a down 4, jab, hatchet, right? If the jab hits. Just all of a sudden, like, switching to this, like, keep out stance. Let's do one more match, and then I actually need to do a quick break. I'll do a shorter one this time. But yeah, when they wake up like that, that's really good. Who asked me for a Moshi? You asked me for a Jet Up, or I don't know if I'll be able to do it before this next one. Nope. I don't really go for taunt Jet Upper much, so my taunt Jet Uppers don't usually come out as quickly. This is Azucena, though. They just kind of chill there, but they press after that. So these lows make them attack. I don't know if you noticed that. Whoops. It wouldn't have worked either way, but I tried to go for a quarter circle back one. Sure. Oh no. Nice. Nice meeting you, Chano. Run, my oh lord, I don't really eat breakfast. What is happening here? This game is really weird already. So I think we can honestly just get away with like do a low and chill, right? And notice they're actually sitting there holding this low parry. And then we just kind of like slow it down, show them this 4-3. Oh shit. And that was, oops, that was supposed to be Requiem. Wow. We win! We saved it! We saved it! But yeah, we catch them doing this duck in, and so because of that, we can kind of open it up with this 4-3, right? That was pretty funny. Let's try and lock in and do the next rounds, because Azucena is going to be hard. They're going to be the death of you, PK Slime. They don't usually get me, but they can be bad. I don't think they liked that previous round. They went to town here. Okay. Now they're all offense. That's good. Okay. That's a mid-high. Notice I'm really fishing for these 4-3s because they tend to go for a duck, and then if nothing happens, they press a button, right? There's a button, but I pressed into it. That's okay. That's really good. Their offense is really confident, right? The way that their offense works is they are very good at just kind of like assuming you're going to hold the block and then waiting a little bit, pressing a button. So we need to get a little bit better at mashing, right? If we mash a little bit more, it might be better. Okay. Okay. Sure. Cool. And we're also trying to like just kind of defuse the situation in general. You can tell that they're very twitchy, though. They are very twitchy on the defense, even though they're very, like, kind of relaxed on the offense. Okay. Interesting. Their punishment's not that great either. Against us. Oh, that's unbreakable or nice. That's either unbreakable or it's a 1 or 2. Okay. Okay. Oh, my duck! But see, they're getting a little bit crazy now. These ducks, no! I'm so sad. Man. Missed inputs everywhere, but it's okay. Good punish. Oh, wow. Sure. 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 You can kind of see that they're... Okay. I was going to say, you can kind of see the way that they're defending against us, but also the way that they're... Nice low parry. Like, they're always looking for this low parry, it seems. Oh, okay. Go for this throw. That duck again! Oh, man. We're getting destroyed. It's okay. Nice. Alright. Looks like I need a break. My hands are betraying me. I'm not doing what I want to. Luan Roberto, thank you so much for the follow. Alright. GG's to them. We'll be right back. And just hold 1 second. I'm going to do a 1.5-minute ad break. let's keep going.
Get ready for the next battle.
Armor King. So, Armor King's pretty well-rounded. There's not really any specific range you want to play against him in, so we're just going to feel him out. He goes immediately for that low. What about after I do mine? He comes running in, so I'll do 2 now. Does a jab because of distance, I want to say. Okay. He's going a lot for these sidestep lows. Okay. And we kind of just like poke him out here, but that's okay. Now I'm going to see if they go for it again. Yeah, they do. So we're immediately going to go for something like this. Uh-oh. That's not good for them. Cool. I'm going to block. He goes for Haku. Do you see that? Whoops. That's okay. Goes for this throw. Good stuff. Sure. We're going to take our time here. Because he has a lot of heat here, and I don't really want to, like, give him, like, a way in. He ended up getting it, and that's alright. Nice, okay. Sure. Okay. We can honestly, seeing how they're like ducking there and just looking for that low, we could honestly now open this up with a forward 4, like a dash into forward 3, because you can tell that they want to get there, right? And funnily enough, they just froze up because they didn't want to press, but that's okay. I feel like they're just going to do something crazy again. Ooh, good side step. They stayed on the ground several times before. I wonder if it'll happen again. Oops. Okay, that's fine. I'll go for a duck there. I was wrong. Third hit. Go for this throw. Oh no! That side switch was a little bit tricky. Notice that they're kind of just chilling here. Good step there. Wow. That's not good. Alright, we're going to finish it like this. So let's think about what they've been doing. They've been using a lot of mids. They're kind of stepping like crazy, but just kind of throwing out moves too. I feel like they're flailing. And what that means to me is that we should just take our hits and then try a little bit less to like follow it up, right? For that reason, see? Like it might happen, but it might not. I didn't break in time. I broke one! Sure. They were not respecting that before. So we'll go ahead and do that now. Sure. Good block. That's alright. Notice they did it twice in a row there. I wonder if I could have done something different or blocked, maybe. But we can already kind of tell the way that they're choosing to... Like, choosing the way that they're choosing to deal with this, right? Oh, wow, it just worked. Okay. So, it ended up working out. But, yeah, like, what I mean is, like, you see how it's like, okay, they're starting to just press, right? They're pressing crazy stuff. They're just getting in there. And if that's the case, we'll just slow down a little bit, right? Let them flail a little bit so that we can play the defense. We no longer need to get, like, super crazy with this aggression because they've decided that's not what they like, right? They are not about that at all. Do I dare to do a console Wi-Fi? Another armor king. Moshi, I use Requiem too if I have Rage and Heat. Whoa. Notice that they're in the driver's seat here. Throw, and we'll back up now. Well, I didn't, but I should have. Ah! Nice. I went for 4-3. Didn't work. Ugh. A little choppy. Follow up there because of the glitch, but we'll do this. Look at this. Oh my gosh! We're hitting a lag central. Gosh, we are not going to rematch. This is a little bit bad. It's not completely like bad rollback or something, but it's just unstable. Look at this. Sure. And I only had a feeling he was going to throw because it was laggy. This is bad. Alright. We are not going to play them again, but we also learned our Wi-Fi lesson. Our console Wi-Fi lesson. You have to learn it once per stream.
Get ready for the next battle.
What's situational, Moshi? Are you talking about just like doing this in general? Or Requiem in general? Oh, you're just saying Requiem while you have heat seems... While you have rage seems situational. I mean... Requiem is really good before you have heat and while you have heat, right? So really it's just in rounds where you got destroyed to begin with, right? You already have heat and you haven't used a rage and you haven't used a single resource. So it's basically, it's gonna happen when you're behind. And it happens more than you think, because once you're behind, right, you typically want something big to like get back into the game. So it's not that unheard of. Got Bryan. Go for this throw. He sidestepped there. Okay. Kind of take my time here. I don't want to be that far from him. Does a dick jab there. Does another dick jab there. That's cool. Nice. Yeah. Basically, it's your biggest call-out move you have for Heat, right? Oh, wow, I didn't watch that. It's your biggest call-out move with Heat. So, you are going to be using it quite a bit. And when you have Rage, it can happen, right? Alright. I think he stayed down last time. Yeah, he did. One thing is, from a reflective side of things, I have noticed that I notice things a lot more without having to notice them, if that makes any sense. Like, I've practiced seeing what they do, and now I'm more able to just notice it. Okay. Nice. I'm getting a little bit antsy on the defense. That's okay. Okay. That duck. Oh, man. Good throw. I'm dead. I'm dead. Look at that amount of defense from them, right? Like, they were really just, like, standing there and waiting for their chance. Oh, that's a cool setup. Okay, I broke wrong. That's okay. Nice. Look at that. See, they've been sitting here and blocking, right? Waiting for us to show our offense. And because of that, now they're able to, like, I have the privilege to hop kick here, right? Nice, low parry. See that? They're really looking for it, right? So we need to open this up now. And now, sometimes we're fast, sometimes slow. I'm just going for this. Okay, he's sidestepped. That's fine. Cool. And this is what I mean. It's like we're trying to take what they're doing and being like, I'm okay with just doing nothing, right? Oh, okay, nice. He waited a little bit. See that? Okay. Scary stuff, but it's okay. We'll live. Oh my gosh, nice. We're dead. We're dead. Nice. And this king is, you know, pretty emphatically staying on the ground. That's alright. That's good. They're really trying to, like, beat us with that patience, right? And that just means we can get a little bit more creative with our stuff. Like, I can do 4-3 probably. Whoa, this person's local or something. They're minus 20. They're 27 frames. I thought I broke it. I thought I pressed 1. I did not. Nice. Nice stuff. We're just gonna have to keep like feeling them out, right? Okay, fell for it. That's all right. And hold the block. Go for this. There's that dick jab they like to do. Nice. Notice how we're just like really trying to pay attention to what they do and don't do, right? Sure. Okay. Stays on the ground, right? Stays on the ground? No. Okay. Nice low parry. Okay. Okay. Nice. Go for this. Nice. He went for the same option there again. I don't know if that was on purpose because they're stubborn or because they don't realize, but man, that setup is so good. Nice. Down 2-3 with a full delay is actually basically what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to break the rhythm, so all of a sudden they go, now's my chance. It's sort of like a instinctive thing, where it's like you're doing this, see all this speed, and then all of a sudden, like this max delay down 2-3, and it really just catches them, right? In the moment, especially when they're being blocked. You've been doing this? That is, it's a good one. I will say, my understanding is that if you're good, you can still just duck the Phantom Hit and launch them. It's very similar to Drag has a move string that ends in a high, but then he can cancel it into a throw. But the problem is if you've got a mid launcher, you can just literally with the same timing block the high and then launch the throw too. So just be careful, PK Slime. But at the same time, I'm guilty of doing this to people at the wall all the time because they just don't know, right? Sure, I'll be solid and do this if they know. But the point is that, like, I also do things that people don't know. I also do plenty of these types of knowledge checks. Exactly, PK Slime. That's what yeah. That's why I was going back. Doing Hatchet into Jet Upper works way too much. It does, Luan Roberto. It's, people don't respect it. You know what also works way too much? Doing, what also works really well is doing, what am I trying to do? Like, Mach Punch doing this at the wall into jet upper is also just stupid because it's also +5. Exactly, it'll catch sidewalk left, catches a mash. Just pay attention to what they're doing, right? We have learned our lesson. We're not doing that one.
Get ready for the next battle.
Lars. Contrary to what you may think, you want to play close to Lars because Lars needs room to kind of freely do his mix-ups from his various dynamic and silent entries. So you kind of want to play closer to him so he doesn't really have that room. Presses a jab after that. Another jab. Like something after it. There's that press. Oh, didn't get it. That's okay. See, he's got the room. There's that press. Nice low berry. Good stuff. I knew he was going to do that. Oh my gosh. That's pretty funny. I was just thinking, like, what if he just did 2 orbitals in a row because he's, like, that convinced. And now I'm starting to just use 4-3 as my, my frame trap. Because they're so pressy. You see this? They're so pressy that we can just... But they're pressy with moves that are like reversal moves, right? Rather than something else. Okay. We didn't catch the sidewalk right, but that's okay. There's that press. Nope. Okay. I'm gonna go for this. Nice. Cool. But see how, like, we're kind of just, like, very quickly coming up with a plan here, right? Ooh, okay. That's plus. I went wild standing 4. There's... Oh! Sidewalk. Nice. We can still catch that. Sure. I actually thought I had a read on that sidewalk, but jet upper doesn't work against it. Okay. Sure, I've ducked. This may not work for us. We might die. Nice low parry. Cool, sure. Fair enough. They locked in pretty good there, but we made a mistake. I was like, okay, here's the sidewalk. I'm going to go for jet upper this time. Next time, we'll just keep it simple. We'll do 1 + 2, 2, right? And that will be pretty good. Ooh, they don't want to play again, though. Fair enough. Alright, never mind. We don't get another chance.
Next battle.
Don't use 1 + 2. Yeah, my typical off-axis thing I do. What do I do normally? Oh really? Either way, GG's. I don't remember what I do, PK Slime, but I do like knees into back 3, I think, and then I do this like kind of silly heat setup with down 2-3, I think. I think it's just because it's what I'm used to, PK Slime, to be honest. Because I'm trying to get like a taunt situation. Okay. Ooh, they're going crazy. Yeah, Nick, are you local-ish? The connection was really good. Dallas? Okay. I'm in Austin. Yeah, we were pretty close. You might know a player that goes by Chairman Huey if he does the locals. Woj, I see you. He's also a Bryan player. Don't apologize for playing Lars. Lars is cool. I see you, Woj. Actually, right after this match, we'll do it. Wow! Okay, so maybe what they were doing last time was just that. Doing that for consistency. Thank you so much, Nick. Okay. We're doing that a lot because it's been working, mainly, for no other reason than it's working, right? Sure. You can tell this person's like, I don't know what the word for it is, trying to like be confident, right? I'll stand there. Sure. Wow! Just kind of feeling. Okay, I went for 1+2. Oh, that was a really cool ender. That was a really cool combo. Okay. I'm just going for a throw here because I feel like they're going to do something crazy. I wasn't wrong. Go for this throw. Oh, nice duck again. So you can tell that this person, when they're taking their turn back, duck into while standing too. We could cover the option, but we could also just block it. Nice. We could just block. So let's consider blocking whenever we get something small, right? Something new. He actually went for it, but he missed his input, which is unfortunate for us a lot. Again. This is a pretty interesting king, because the thing is, they're always going to go for something that takes their turn back. What the heck? Wow. I think I'm going to lose. I'm holding 1, but I think King's Bridge is 2, isn't it? Ah, shit. That's crazy. I wonder what's going on here. I think they're just really on it, probably. They're probably just really on it, but let's see.
Round 1. Fight.
I'm talking about the low parries have been crazy. So we're slowing down a little bit, right? Kind of just letting them do their thing. Again, see, he wakes up into a drop. Okay. It's 1+2. That's why I always get hit by it. Alright, thank you, Camel Clutch. Appreciate that. Every move is getting destroyed. Jab getting destroyed. Alright, I'm stop talking. I have to figure out what's going on here. Oh, I went for the low parry. I think I was slow. Okay, gets some distance and goes for it. Don't know what to do. I think down back 3 is probably what I need to be doing. I'm gonna hold 1+2. Break it! I'm too late! Oh my gosh. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up with a Tekken 7. But in Tekken 7, that is the punish for it. Man. That is the punish in Tekken 7. Let's just go into replay and see, because the thing is, back in the day, that's how that worked. But I don't know how it is now. Before it is 1+2. Yeah. Makes sense, Campbell. I don't know if I recognize it fast enough, so we'll see. But that last round was the perfect example to check my knowledge here. And Woj, I see you. I'm ready to play after this. Okay. Yeah, in previous Tekkens, that was the only way to beat it. I believe you. I need to see it, or I won't believe it. What's this one? Let's go back to the replay. Oh, I see. They were mashing 1 during this. I see. Alright, I think I need it here. Wow, so what's the punish for this then? What is the punish? That's where we get to the next question. Why is this? Oh, I'm not on player 2 controls. Okay. Orbital doesn't work there. Okay. I could probably, I could just go for this. But yeah, I had no idea that I can't do this. And Tekken, nope, while standing 4 doesn't work. That doesn't work. Yeah, I don't think we have anything except crouch cancel soccer. Yeah, all these options do not get there. Even this. But I think we just do that. That's our punish. So I think that's just the option. Which is what I've been doing, but I thought there was better. So, okay. But yeah, I swear in Tekken 7, you low parried to that. But I could be wrong. Anyway, Woj, are you here? I feel like you redeem you come in, you redeem it, and then you just ghost me. Where are you, Woj? Yeah, I haven't seen better in this game either. Woj, I'm gonna start playing, but you need to... It's good to see you, Woj, but you need to tell me if you're playing. soon as he does standing hold, he hold 1+2. Okay. But yeah, unfortunately, we don't have anything better than that. But soccer kick is not the worst move, right? It also is not the worst move because if you're a little slow and the king for some reason presses a button or something, it's going to launch them, right? So it's like, it's not, the stability of it is not too bad. Yeah, PK Slime, we're talking about the drop kick. Basically, I'm pretty sure, and Peter's going to jump in and be like, you're wrong. But, because I spread misinformation all the time, but I was pretty sure in Tekken 7 you could low parry it, because airborne lows were low parryable. Bryan could tech? Really? I tried to, and I missed, but I will keep that in mind when we cover King. Because yeah, I was doing crouch cancel soccer kick, but I didn't realize that you could be like really fast. And if you could be really fast and actually float it with down 3+4, that's pretty crazy. Unreliable, but possible. Got it. It's -21, so it kind of makes sense. Alright, they're trying to get to GOD. So we don't really know Shaheen very well, right? So because of that, we're mostly just kind of seeing how he plays neutral. Nice. I'm switching to 3+4 because they're trying to chain their moves into things that are gonna, like, give me trouble. So because of that, we're kind of switching to this kind of out-fighting stance. Ooh, nice. I don't know where I'm stepping, so I'm going to step a little bit less. That's a minus. No, it's actually not unsafe, I don't think. There's that something. He's either pressing or... But you can tell that this person does not want to stand still for that. So we're starting to do more 1+2 in that situation to like kind of make them think twice after it, right? But since they are so aggressive, we're mostly just playing defense here. Oops, I'll just do back 4. Okay. I'm gonna hold the block. He didn't do the unblockable that time. Oops, messed it up. I'm just gonna finish it for that reason. Cool. Yeah, Camel Club, you're exactly right. The Shaheen is too impatient, right? So because of that, we are pressing, we're pushing our frame traps a little bit more, and then also just playing defensively. Like, here's something. Nope. Hey, there we go. He blocked. Notice I'm still kind of feeling him out, right? I'm sidestepping a bit more than I should, but we're kind of just like letting him do what he needs to do. Whoa, that high crush. I thought I broke that. I did not. Cool. It's knowledge check, yeah. Look at that. They pressed again. That's what I get for taking something a little bit more greedy, right? They keep pressing. That's okay. Go for this. Nice. Cool. I have Emoshi. 4-3 here. They didn't press. We'll do it again. No, they're backing up. See that? I know they want to press, so I'm just gonna start like making them think about it, right? Good punish. I feel like I need to step to the left, so I will step a little bit to the left here. Cool. Yeah, they're not ducking. They're kind of just... But we are giving them a lot of mid, so I don't blame them, so to speak. Sure. You can tell that they go crazy, right? I hate that. Oh, he got it, finally. Oh, wait. Oh, that track's nice slow. Alright. Are you talking about Moshi doing it as a pressure sequence or as a wall combo? You're talking about as a pressure sequence? Notice how, like, I'm trying to be very unpredictable here, right? I mean, it's okay. I think the reward you get from it is not great, but I see what you're saying. Oops. Sure. Notice how they freeze up, because they're like, oh shoot, I can't mash. Right? Okay. I'll just throw here, just in case he does something crazy. There's a duck jab. Sure. Alright. Go for down 4 here. Cool. We'll take that. I'm gonna wait for my back one. Just do down 4 here. Nice low parry. You can tell that this person's starting to, like, stop mashing quite so much, right? And that's good for them. I went for orbital. I thought it would work. It didn't. Ooh, nice. Sure. You can tell that they're just trying to press their way out of it right now. So I'm going to back up. I think they stay down. Yeah. And unfortunately, they got Bryan. Alright, well that's a good ender for today. So here's the thing, like, as you can tell, we're kind of learning when is our opponent mashing and when is our opponent blocking, right? That's essentially what we're trying to learn here. Like, we're trying to learn, like, when am I supposed to push my offense further to get something bigger than just a bunch of down fours, right? But then, what is my opponent doing every single time so that I can stay, like, on top of things, like knowing that I can get away with 3 hatchets in a round, right? Knowing that I can start throwing in these forward threes, or forward threes rather, dash into forward threes. I think it's a very good skill to have. I think the follow-on to this, probably next time, it's gonna be like delaying hatchets, right? The idea of like, oh, you didn't want to press into my forward 3 because you're just waiting, so now I'm gonna hatchet you, right? Or even back 1. So it's like, I'm going to hatchet or back 1 you now because you still didn't respect it, so now I'm going to mix it in with a slower move. Didn't mash on it, right? So now I'm going to mix in a slower move that puts you back into the blender, right? Learning to keep people in the blender in a way that starts moving you forward in the match while also being ready to like step back so that you can deal with whatever move they do end up pressing, right? So hopefully that's something that we can make progress on next time. I'm kind of hopeful, but in the meantime, let's go ahead and do that sign off. If you're coming from YouTube, be sure and like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Really helps us grow. We really love seeing new people show up. And if you ever want to watch it live, it's going to be at twitch.tv/VonTiban. That's VonTiban. We stream Tekken Bryan 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Central Time, Saturdays and Sundays. The first hour is a labbing session. And then the next 2 hours are the structured learning and practice that you saw us do today. If you didn't catch that, that's all going to be down in your description down below, as well as a link to our Discord, where you can join our community of players that are trying to get better at the game together, as well as a link to, in the new videos, a link to the notes that I've been taking from the labbing session, so that you can start seeing as we build our database of characters in the Tekken 8 game, of ways to deal with them with Bryan, as well as like patterns of the types of training regimens you can do alongside me, so that you can do like 10 minutes at a time per day, 10 minutes a day of just drilling some punishment and just doing that so that you can get more and more natural with your punishment alongside me, so that we can both be more solid players. So with that being said, thank you so much. I hope this has been useful for you and you enjoyed it, and best of luck in your Bryan journey or whatever character you choose to play. That being said.